The ancient text of Revelation, specifically the vision granted to John, describes a heaven so utterly magnificent, so overwhelmingly powerful, that its grandeur evokes not just awe, but a profound and almost terrifying reverence. This isn't the soft, cloud-filled paradise of popular imagination. It is a throne room pulsating with raw, untamed divine energy, a place designed to humble and utterly transform anyone who dares to witness it. Imagine standing on a threshold, not to a golden city, but to the very seat of cosmic power. The first thing that hits you is not light, but a sensory assault. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, and voices, multitudinous and powerful, emanate directly from the throne itself. Before you, a sea of glass, sparkling like crystal, stretches out, reflecting the brilliant, unapproachable light of the one who sits enthroned. The sheer scale is dizzying, a landscape of pure light and sound that forces the human mind to grasp at the very edges of its comprehension. What kind of stability could such a place offer, when its very foundation seems to shimmer with cosmic power? And then, the king himself. Not described in human form, but rather in terms of pure, radiant stone, jasper and carnelian, shimmering with the fiery intensity of uncreated light. Surrounding this awesome presence is a rainbow, not a gentle arc, but an emerald halo, a living, vibrant band of green that offers a single, breathtaking splash of color in an otherwise blinding display of glory. This is not a god you casually approach. This is a force of nature, the very origin of existence, manifested in a way that demands every fiber of your being to acknowledge its absolute supremacy. How could one not feel a shudder of holy fear? Perhaps the most startling details are the creatures that attend this divine court. 4 living beings, ceaselessly worshipping, each a composite of power and mystery. One with the face of a lion, another an ox, the third a man, and the fourth a flying eagle. But it is their appearance, described as being full of eyes around and within, and possessing 6 wings, that truly pushes the limits of our imagination. Can you picture it? Eyes everywhere, constantly watchful, endlessly seeing, and wings perpetually in motion, creating a living tempest around the throne. This isn't a gentle cherub. This is a cosmic sentinel, a being of such alien holiness that merely beholding it would surely unhinge our perception of reality. What would it be like to hear their unending cries of, "Holy, holy, holy," reverberating through that immense space? Beside these incredible beings sit 24 elders, clothed in white robes, each crowned with gold. Who are these figures? Are they ancient patriarchs, representatives of redeemed humanity, or some celestial order? The text doesn't explicitly say, adding another layer of intrigue to this already complex scene. They cast their crowns before the throne, a gesture of ultimate humility and submission, demonstrating that even those closest to the divine presence recognize the unbridgeable chasm between created and creator. Their very posture reinforces the overwhelming power of the one on the throne. The overwhelming sensory input continues. Beyond the thunders and lightnings, beyond the strange creatures, beyond the rainbow, a sound like a mighty rush of waters fills the air. The voices of countless angels, surrounding the throne, praising and worshipping without ceasing. It's an auditory environment that would drown out any earthly thought, leaving only the reverberation of divine majesty. It makes one wonder. In such a place, where every moment is dedicated to the glorification of God, what meaning could our mundane concerns possibly hold? Then, the focus shifts to a scroll, held in the right hand of the enthroned one, written inside and on the back, sealed with 7 seals. A mighty angel proclaims for someone worthy to open it, and when no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth is found, John weeps bitterly. This moment introduces a profound tension, a sense of cosmic despair. What secrets does this scroll hold? What fate for creation is contained within its pages? The tension is broken by the appearance of a lamb, standing, as though it had been slain, yet possessing 7 horns and 7 eyes. This is not the gentle, sacrificial lamb we often imagine. 7 horns signify perfect power, 7 eyes perfect knowledge. It's a paradox, a slain lamb, yet radiating terrifying strength and all-seeing wisdom. This image is not comforting in a conventional sense. It's a profound mystery, representing the ultimate paradox of divine power channeled through sacrifice. Could anything be more unsettlingly beautiful? The Lamb takes the scroll, and immediately, all of heaven erupts in a new song, a declaration of worthiness and redemption. But the unfolding of the seals that follow is where the terrifying truly takes hold. These are not benevolent acts, they are the unleashing of judgment upon the earth. War, famine, pestilence, death itself, these cataclysms flow directly from the Lamb's hand, emanating from the very heart of heaven. This vision forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Heaven, in this ancient text, is not just a place of peace, but also the seat of ultimate, uncompromising justice, a justice that brings forth suffering and destruction upon a rebellious world. This vision from Revelation is not an isolated concept. If we look to other ancient prophecies, like the prophet Ezekiel's vision, we find similar themes of overwhelming, almost frightening divinity. Ezekiel describes a whirlwind, flashing fire, and from within it, 4 living creatures each with 4 faces, man, lion, ox, eagle, 4 wings, and their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like burnished bronze. He saw wheels within wheels, filled with eyes, moving with an intelligence that defied earthly physics. The sound of their wings was like the roar of many waters, and above them, a firmament like awesome crystal. This, too, is a vision of heaven and its inhabitants that borders on the terrifying, not because of malevolence, but because of its sheer, uncontainable power and otherworldliness. These visions force us to reconsider our comfortable, sanitized notions of the afterlife. Heaven, in these ancient texts, is not a retreat from reality, but the ultimate reality. It is a place so saturated with the absolute holiness and power of God that a finite human mind struggles to process it without being overwhelmed. The terrifying elements are not there to instill fear in the sense of dread, but rather a profound, humbling fear born of reverence, the kind of fear that acknowledges the vast, infinite difference between the Creator and the created. It's a terror that calls us to absolute worship, not just adoration. What, then, does this terrifyingly magnificent heaven demand of us? If our understanding of the divine presence is so limited, if our expectations of an afterlife are so often focused on human comfort rather than divine glory, what does that say about our true spiritual posture? These ancient texts serve as a stark reminder. To approach the divine is to approach the ultimate power, a power that reshapes not just the cosmos, but our very understanding of ourselves. It's a challenge to shed our preconceptions and embrace a vision of God that is infinitely grander, infinitely more formidable, and ultimately, infinitely more worthy of our deepest awe and reverence. The terror is not punitive, it is merely the natural response of limited beings encountering the boundless.